Hello everyone and welcome back to another DBD news video. And today I will be giving you guys a quick summary of everything they talked about in their Q&A video this week. They announced a lot of perk reworks that are coming to us in the mid-chapter balance patch, as well as discussed some changes to the Trapper and Hag. A lot of these perk changes are pretty exciting, and so that's what we will get started with first. The perks they started with were the big three, which are Sprint Burst, Decisive Strike, and Self-Care. So for Sprint Burst, what they first discussed was more about the exhaustion mechanic and not changing the perk itself. And what they suggested was that while a survivor is running, the exhaustion timer does not go down, meaning the only way to get rid of exhaustion is to be walking. This would mean that survivors do not get their dash perk as often during chases, and would result in shorter chases for killers. After that, we have Decisive Strike, which will not be in the mid-chapter patch. They are still trying to decide what to do with this perk, but this is their new suggested rework, and that is, once per match, when grabbed by the killer, succeed a skill check to automatically stun the killer in place for 2, 2.5, or 3 seconds. The survivor can wiggle during this stun time, and the perk will still increase your chances to become the obsession, but there is no benefit to being the obsession now. So what this means is that Decisive Strike will no longer be a get out of jail free card. All it will do is momentarily stun the killer in place, allowing for a flashlight bind or potential pallet save, and even buying you a little more time to wiggle out of the killer's grasp. And that is their Decisive Strike suggestion. Now for their self-care suggestion, which will also not be in the mid-chapter patch. It is still something they are playing around with, and their suggested change is that if you interrupt the self-care action before you have healed a health state, your progress will be reset to 0. This will basically mean that you have to heal yourself all in one go, or else you lose all progress. Something they did make clear though is that if another survivor heals you but does not heal you all the way, that progress will be kept. Or if you are healing with a medkit, that progress will be kept. And if someone healed you partially on their own and then you start self-caring but you don't finish the heal with self-care, the progress would be reset back to the point of where the other person healed you. Just to clarify on the reset to 0 part about what they're thinking. Now I'll get into all the perk changes that will be in the mid-chapter patch, first starting with the survivor and then going on to the killer perks. Keep in mind, nothing is set in stone, everything is subject to change. These are just the changes they are going with at the moment, but they can change. So first for survivors, we have Ace in the Hole. So Ace in the Hole usually has a 50% chance of an item you find in the chest has an add-on attached to it. What it will be changed to is, when retrieving an item from a chest, there will be a 100% chance that an add-on of very rare rarity or lore will be attached to it, and a 50% chance to find a second add-on of uncommon rarity or lower. Next is Calm Spirit, which, along with reducing the chances of alerting woodland creatures, it will also allow you to overcome the urge to scream due to madness, intoxication, or injury. So this means no longer screaming while in Madness 3 against the Doctor, or when you tear up. After that we have Dark Sense, which now says each time a generator is completed, the killer's aura is revealed to you for 5 seconds. It will also retain its original part where it says when the last generator is powered, the killer's aura is revealed to you for 5, 7, and 10 seconds. That tier 3 version of Dark Sense has been buffed. The old version had a 9 seconds at tier 3 instead of 10. Then our next perk is Deja Vu, which now says the auras of 3 generators in closest proximity to each other are revealed to you for 30, 45, or 60 seconds when starting a trial, and each time a generator is completed. If you are holding a map that can track them, generators revealed by Deja Vu are added to the map. And for the last survivor perk changing, we have Soul Survivor, which will now say Your aura cannot be read by the killer within a max range of 16, 18, or 20 meters for each killed or sacrificed survivor. Increases your chances to be the killer's obsession. So basically, for 1 dead survivor it's 20 meters, 2 would be 40 meters, and 3 would be 60 meters. Now for the killer perks that are changing. First we have Bitter Murmur, which says, each time a generator is fully repaired, survivors within 16 meters of the completed generator will be revealed for 5 seconds. Then it maintains the old effect it had of all survivors' auras are revealed to you for a duration of 5, 7, or 10 seconds when the last generator is fully repaired. After that we have Predator, which will now say, scratch marks left by survivors will spawn slightly, moderately, or considerably closer together. Basically meaning that their scratch marks won't be as splayed out as usual, and they will be more accurate on where the survivor went. Next is Sloppy Butcher, which will now say, wounds inflicted by successful attacks slightly, moderately, or considerably increase the survivor's bleeding, which will be the hemorrhage status effect, and will also inflict the mangled status effect. Bleeding and healing time effects caused by Sloppy Butcher return to normal once the survivor is fully healed. If you're not sure what mangled is, it is a status effect that killers can apply to survivors, and is represented by this broken bone symbol. What it does is increase the time it takes to heal by 25%. And the hemorrhage status effect is represented by this blood drop symbol. After that is Save the Best for Last, which now says, earn a token for each successful hit that is not dealt to the obsession. Each token grants a stackable 5% decreased cooldown on successful attacks. You can earn up to 8 tokens. Attacking your obsession will make you lose 4, 3, or 2 tokens, and you can no longer gain tokens if your obsession is sacrificed or killed. The next perk we have is Tinkerer, which will now say, when a generator is repaired to 90%, you receive a noise notification, and your terror radius is reduced to 0 for 4, 6, or 8 seconds. And for the last perk, Whispers. You will now hear the entity's whisper when standing within a 24-meter range of a survivor. The power of Whispers weakens by 10, 8, or 6 meters each time a survivor is killed. And those are all the perk adjustments they shared with us. After that, they went into trapper changes that are coming in the mid-chapter patch. First off, trap placement is going to be decreased to 2.5 seconds. And traps will now repair themselves after 3 minutes if they were destroyed, similar to regenerating hooks. Additionally, Hangman's Trick will affect trapper traps as well and make them regenerate after 1 minute. The trapper will also always be notified of a disarmed trap with a little notification bubble. And they have done a rarity pass on the trapper to match the rarity patterns they want to see for all killer add-ons. So the pattern for add-on rarity going forward is 4 common, 5 uncommons, 5 rare, 4 very rare, and 2 ultra rare add-ons. Now let's get into the new trapper add-ons they are putting in. First, we have a common add-on called Padded Jaws, which says, bear traps do not inflict damage to trapped players. Points awarded for trapping survivors are increased by 100%. Next, Trapper Sack, which will be a common add-on. And what it says is starts with 1 extra bear trap and allows the transportation of 1 extra bear trap. Diamond Stone is being reworked. Its name is going to be changed to Iridescent Stone, and it will now say every 20 seconds, 1 closed bear trap chosen at random becomes set. If you are a trapper and you have a lot of diamond stones saved up, do not worry, they will not disappear. They will simply change from being diamond stones to these new iridescent stones. Honing Stone is also being adjusted. It will now inflict dying upon a trapped survivor if they free themselves. Honing Stone will alert the trapped survivor that they are affected by it. Now, if another survivor untraps the trapped survivor affected by Honing Stone, the trapped survivor will not go in the dying state. So it is only if the trapped survivor frees themselves. Next, the Oily Coil is also being reworked to reduce the regeneration time of traps by 30 seconds in addition to adding sabotage and disarm time to the traps. The Bloody Coil has been reworked as well. Its rarity changed from very rare to ultra rare, and the effects changed. Bloody Coil now says when a trap is sabotaged or disarmed by a healthy survivor, the Bloody Coil will injure them. It slightly increases bear trap sabotage time and disarm time. Now for some general add-on reworks that are going through. All coils will have increased disarm and sabotage time. All the gloves and tools will have setting speed and affect survivors' speed/chances of getting themselves out of traps or helping others get out of traps. Bags will increase holding capacity and starting number of traps. Dyes do not stack and will darken traps as they do now, and jaws will have an on-trap effect. Now, Trapper is not the only killer seeing adjustments. The Hag is as well. Her trap time is being decreased from 5 seconds to 2 seconds, and her base trap teleportation range has been increased to 40 meters, up from 32 meters. She will also have an unlimited trigger notification range. Her add-ons, similar to the Trappers, will be reworked as well to match the new rarities system. So, insect parts will increase teleport distance, necklets will increase trap set time, water and mud increase trap effective range, the eggshell and the egg add-ons increase trap duration when triggered, and willows will reveal auras of survivors within the trap. Additionally, they have removed a lot of downsides to many of these add-ons. Now for some of the unique add-ons, the Scarred Hand will no longer have a speed penalty on it, and the Waterlogged Shoe will now increase the Hag movement speed slightly. And finally, Myers is seeing a small adjustment to his Tier 1 movement speed because it is being increased from 4.14 meters per second to 4.2 meters per second. And one last change made in general to everyone is that the obsession will now be shown to everyone throughout the game. It will no longer be just the obsession and just the killer who can see who the obsession is. Now after that, they did go into some details about other things they want to change about killers, but these changes will not be in the mid-chapter patch and wouldn't happen until probably the next chapter release. And these changes are Freddy changes, which are still being discussed thoroughly. So here is what they are currently thinking for Freddy. They want to change his dream transition time to 4 seconds. They want survivors in the dream transition to have 0% action speed, and then they possibly want to alter the dream world effects because some people say it is too intense or too hard to see in the dream world. And then there was a question about the hatch change. Now they said they learned a lot from the PTB about the hatch changes and how survivors and killers interacted with it, but this change probably won't be happening soon. It will probably be by the next chapter, because what they saw on the PTB made them think about other things they want to alter about the end game, and so they don't want to implement this hatch change just yet because they still want to play around with it and see what they can do in order to change the end game feel and how survivors and killers play in the end game. And that is everything that was announced and said in the Q&A video. Now I just want to give you guys some quick refreshers for what has been going on. It is DBD's anniversary and they are doing several events for it. On the official Dead by Daylight forums, you can make an account and remember to validate your emails in order to authorize your account. Once you do that, you have a chance of being a winner of the Daily or Excel raffle. This raffle is happening every single day until Monday, July 9th, which is the final day of the raffle. And if you win, you get 2,250 or Excels for free. And if you're on the console, do not worry. They will put your name on a list, and once the patch is live on console, you will get your Oryx cells. There is also a cosplay artwork and a video contest. Yes, they added a video contest section because of a high demand for it, and I will post a link to each contest in the description below so you can see the rules and information. Basically, you either make a cosplay, artwork, or some kind of video about Dead by Daylight or expressing some fan art of Dead by Daylight, and you just submit it on the Dead by Daylight forums to enter. For the DBD store, there's this Huntress Mask sweepstake that you would be entered into if you buy one of the anniversary items off of the store. They are going to choose 2 winners on June 25th and 1 winner on July 2nd to win one of these custom-made Huntress masks. And finally, there is a double Blood Point weekend on July 5th to July 9th. And that is the latest Dead by Daylight news. I hope you found this video informative, and thank you for watching. Feel free to talk in the description below and tell me what you think about the perk changes, trapper changes, hag changes, and anything else that's going on in Dead by Daylight. As always, good luck out there in the fog, and see you next time.